never guess the places that I've been. You never guess the places that I've been. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. I'm never gonna let the day begin. Never gonna let the day begin. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. Oh, don't wake me up before you go, 'cause I can't face this day alone. Oh, darling, please just let me sleep. Give me my dreams. Give me my dreams. Give me my dreams.
This is Megan. Megan, where are you originally from?
Where did I grow? What do you mean?
Well, you're not from Houston.
No.
I'm meeting you here in Houston.
I moved here from Galveston. Before that was Austin. Before that, Minneapolis. Before that, South Carolina, Philadelphia, Buffalo. Full dance.
Nice. Okay. What do you think of Houston?
I like riding on the bayou.
What's your favorite city that you've been cycling in?
I have usually found places to cycle or live where I enjoyed cycling. Austin was great, Galveston was great, Philadelphia, and like all those places were like people are like, no, you can't bike here. Just like, oh, you can, it's great.
What's the longest tour you've ever done?
By miles.
Miles or days?
Miles. I've had two big tours. One was a road tour from Philadelphia to Austin, and one was on the Great Divide.
What was your favorite?
Not fair to compare. Totally different. Totally different.
Okay. Okay. And last question. How many people have you hosted in warm showers?
I don't know.
A lot?
A good handful.
Am I like one of the first people in a while that's contacted you?
Someone recently contacted me just before you. I also reached out to someone and been like, hey, let's hang out on warm showers. But
This is a really good point. So I'm actually not staying with her. I'm just having coffee because I'm in town and I found her on warm showers. I was just like, okay, let's hang out for a few minutes and get to know each other. See, the world is a small place if you look for the right people. The more you know. All right, let's see. What the? Whoa! So this is how it started.
Yes, this is right before I started the conversion.
Wow.
And that was the first iteration, almost 2 years ago. This was building it.
Wow.
And this is kind of fun part, but it is a flat tire.
Wow, though it's wild. I've never seen anything like it.
So yeah, I went through multiple iterations and a few wheel sets, and
So when you talk about going through the bayou, you're like, yeah, I really mean it, and I'm really building a bike that can actually do it.
Right, in the water and stuff. So crossing through the water is one big thing.
Wow.
Just sewage water, you don't want to go down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, building a bike that can stay upright and go and tread water without bogging down, flooding or anything.
Awesome. Bye-bye. Unsanctioned? What do you mean unsanctioned?
They're more just like no one would ever think to do that on a bike.
To go trekking through the bayous.
No, not that. The bikes he builds.
Oh.
They're like works of genius. They're very brilliant, but a little wild.
My stuff is so like primitive that I think that I'm just gonna get away with things like this.
Like right there.
Mm.
Bounce off the ceiling and build thing.
This.
Yeah. You don't have to do it.
Who knows? We don't have William in the story, but we have William's art in the story. Is that okay with you? I want to hear about your T-shirt first. Bike fixer extraordinaire.
Yeah, so my sister and I had this idea of making a shirt company that I have been a little slower to do the uptake on or do my part on than she has. But so
Wait, does that mean that she's done all the work and you haven't done anything?
no, she's done more work than I have.
Okay.
But I have done some. But she's definitely done more. Whenever the newer technician at work would fix something, the one who basically trained them was just like, "Oh, see, you're a bike fixer all the time." And I asked my sister to like kind of do a little mock-up of a shirt that just said bike fixer, and she added bike fixer extraordinaire to the shirt.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at all the pictures.
Yeah.
At one point, I thought this was like a vacuum cleaner, but no, that's an air pump.
No, yeah, there's a pump, a seat, a frame, some pedals, some little handlebars with a basket and crank set, and a wheel.
Nice. I mean, I'm not a bike fixer extraordinaire, but I would gladly wear a bike fixer extraordinaire T-shirt.
Yeah.
Could I get one?
You can, absolutely.
Where?
They're available. My sister's Etsy shop, I think, is Baked by Miriam.
Baked by Miriam.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way I find it is I Google "bury me with marshmallows."
Bury me with marshmallows.
I'm going to hell anyway.
Bury me with marshmallows.
Because it doesn't exist anywhere else except on her Etsy page. Just like,
Bury me with marshmallows.
you can bring the chocolate, that kind of thing. It's just, I'm going anywhere. I'm gonna make s'mores.
I was gonna say I'm thinking of graham crackers now.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you a little bit about when did you start being a mechanic? When did you start working on them?
Yeah, so I did the tour. I toured up, most of the East Coast, and then I got a job working in a bike shop, and that was whenever I really started getting into bikes.
You said that we're willing to train me. Is it abnormal to be able to find a shop that is willing to train people?
Yeah, if you don't have any experience, it's really hard to get in. Like unless you're like already really into the bike world or really young, not many people are willing to train you.
Do you? I've talked to you a little bit about what your next career path is, but do you think that you will give up? I was going to say
not.
You'll always have your own bikes to work on, which you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I can see in front of me. Do you think that you might still be like do it on the side for other people?
Absolutely. Well, definitely for other people. But so when I lived in England, I volunteered at this bike co-op. It was geared to helping people who were homeless or experiencing homelessness, and it was incredible. And I kind of want. So I've done like a little bit of research on therapy through work, like agricultural therapy, and it just like a kind of a like you have therapy while being productive, while working, while learning skills that are transferable outside of therapy, outside of conversation. And that's kind of something that I would like to do, is open up my own bike co-op that is geared for helping people who are unable to have those kind of things, those kind of skills. So.
I am listening to you and I'm thinking I really could have used a bike shop for the last 5 months to
absolutely.
Of go and work on a bicycle.
Yeah.
That would have been really nice for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Like luckily it was in England, so it wasn't as unheard of. But bike kitchens and bike co-ops here are so hard to find.
I'm curious about that. You were saying, as far as bike kitchens and co-ops and whatnot, they're just not that common here. And I'm wondering, do you have an idea as to why you think this, or why these don't exist here as much? Is it because of capitalism, or what?
I would
very largely blame capitalism, but there's a lot of social services in the U.S. that are underfunded already, and finding a way to fund something that people don't view as a necessity, either don't view as a necessity or bikes just aren't a valid option for a lot of people. Like, if you put a bike kitchen in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska, it's not going to do anybody any good. But if you put a bike kitchen in the middle of like New York City, where it'd be much more feasible to do it, it might not be, I don't know, it might not like arguably get the right target audience.
I think it's also too like, well, I'm going to say cultural, but it's really hard to, when I think about where I'm from, and it's just in Central California, it started out so rural, and now it's growing more. Yeah. But for people to just think outside of needing a truck or something, or needing a car to get from point A to point B, it's a real cultural shift. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, a lot of people in the home area where my parents live, they just can't believe that I ride my bicycle to Bakersfield, and I'm like, it's only 16 miles away. Yeah. And when you ride a bicycle, you see that that's just not really that far to go.
That is a big part of it, and like the lack of infrastructure for bikes, like, and then just the stigma against biking. Yeah. Like this idea that biking isn't safe, it's not fun, it's not feasible, and that holds a lot of people back. Or
that it's like what athletes do.
Yeah.
That it's not just like a common man, regular get around kind of thing.
Which is one of the things that I'm really trying to break, and like, or that you have to have time for it, or that you have to like have a shower or every time. All you need is a change of clothes and deodorant.
Yeah, no. I mean, this is one of the things I talk about with a lot of people. Like, how do you do
Met a woman, got engaged, time passed, wedding day. Then my feet turned cold at the tone of those wedding bells. I felt bad, everybody got dressed up, but I knew I'd messed up, so I had to fess up that all I really wanted was just to get drunk as hell. So I jilted that poor woman and I got drunk as hell. I'm talking about hellfire, yeah, hellfire, oh hellfire, that's where I'm bound. I'm talking about hellfire, yeah, hellfire, oh hellfire, that's where I'm bound.
The weather has been great. It's a huge difference from the cold front that I experienced in El Paso. I've had a really great host here, and she is a bicycle mechanic, and I hit the jackpot. That feels really good.
Good.
Yeah, that feels a lot better. I feel so much closer to it.
Good.
So much closer. That's awesome. You're awesome.
You're welcome.
Thank you.